Imagine fixing the climate change problem or saving someone else's life without having to do anything. That sounds awesome, doesn't it? Join me this week and let's explore the power of default. Choosing is really hard. If you ever stood in line on a packed ice cream shop, just realized you had no idea what you wanted, you know what I'm talking about. There's even a name for it, decision fatigue. Thinking takes a lot of cognitive power and it can be exhausting, it can be extremely draining. Imagine how many choices you have to make on any given day. Which shirt you're gonna wear, which route you're gonna take for work, what you're gonna have for lunch, and so many more. That's why most of the times you, me, and everyone else out there will just go with the flow. The field of choice architecture acknowledges this and explores the way in which options are displayed to us and the effects that such display have on our decision-making process. Things like the amount of choices presented, the manner in which an attribute is described, and especially the presence of a default option. Making an option the default highly increases the likelihood of that option being chosen. That's called the default effect. A pretty default name if you ask me. There's been a lot of fascinating research in this field for the past decades. In his book, Mindless Eating, Brian Wansink found out that when people are presented with larger packages or portions, they tend to eat up to 25% more. If you've ever been to a by the kilo restaurant, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you have those large, massive plates, you tend to overeat. Vanguard reported that automatically enrolling their employees in a retirement plan almost doubled the participation rate. That's such a fantastic way to help people have better lives in the future. Countries that have an opt-out organ donation policy often hit a threshold of 90% participation rate. Imagine how many lives are being saved due to this policy. Moreover, we know how overconsumption relates to waste. There is plenty of research out there showing that the default size of things, be it packages, portions, quantities, this highly affect our consumption rate. And depending on the standard or default size, we'll most likely overconsume. If you want to help people making better decisions, focus on the default option. That's what most of the people will choose. The vast majority of people out there, they want to do good and they know it feels good to do good. Just show them where to go by thinking about the default option and behavior will follow. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'd love to hear your thoughts around default effect down here in the comments. And as always, see you next week.